We live. We live. Today's Sunday. Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing? We're uh we're minus Gerard because he's in Houston.
Yeah.
But
But championship game, so we understand.
yeah,
We understand.
his daughter's playing softball in Houston, so he's out there. But I think Jeff should be on here in a bit, and we're just talking. Crazy week.
Well, it was brand new to me. A lot of stuff. Jeffrey called me Friday and was like, "Hey man, I want to tell you, you're doing a good job. Hey, this is gonna be a good learning experience for you. Keep up the good work, all stuff, very motivational stuff." And I was like, "Cool, thank you." Right, I had the boys helping me out, which were great, big help. Dude, I got a lot more done than I ever thought
Oh,
I was gonna get done in one day.
Yeah, dude.
But no, to me,
What were you doing?
I was getting the rental ready for new renters. Is what I was getting, what I was doing, and it's a brand new experience to me. You know, like I said, I just started doing all this stuff, and you know, when I think about doing things like that, I'm like, okay, I gotta set a time for this, and this is how much time I got. I can get it done, and then when you get there, you're like, I can't get it done in that amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, so my time management is off, and I think that I need to work on it. I need to. You know, it's all brand new, and I know this is all, you know, probably old for you and Jeff and Gerard, but to me, it's like, oh, okay, I gotta kiss the baby, do what I gotta do for my household, and then go do what I gotta do for the other houses as well. So I'm trying to figure out, and it's brand new to me, but I think what I learned today is that, I can't be as hard on myself about it, but at the same time, put in the effort as well. Because I don't think, like me included, probably a lot of people out there is like, putting in that time, it's they don't want to go through those barriers of like, oh, okay, well, then get up early. Well, then make sure you have your materials before then. That way you start the day off and you just start, like, it's always like, or like we were telling me earlier, like, when no one wants to get through that $39, you see that $39, like, never mind. It's those barriers.
It's
right?
a barrier of entry, man.
Yeah.
And it's in everything. In anything you do, there's always a barrier of entry. You went to the army. The barrier of entry is going through basic training.
Yeah.
Like, how many people flunk out or get out of that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be, in the army. I mean, any job, you have orientation. Then you have to get up at a certain period of time, and then your schedule's a certain thing. That's the that's the hurdle or obstacle that you have to go through in order to be in that position. And it's anything. And there's nothing different here, man. I mean, I remember working,
like when you first started, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get a house, and when I first started, I was like all by myself. I had asked people, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know," But I didn't have a lot of people that knew about rentals or a house or anything. They're like, whatever. And so I learned a lot myself, and reached out to whoever I could. And still, I mean, we're always learning. But you figure that, like you said, you get your materials first, right? You make sure that you have everything you need at least for that day, and then you plan it out. Okay, I'm gonna attack this. I'm gonna attack this. I'm gonna do this. Good thing is that you had some help, man. I mean, an extra pair of hands, four sets of hands. That.
Oh my god! And they were like motivated, which was impressive. Like they were motivated. They were like, I felt like they were gonna get, like, this was theirs. Like, this was theirs. It was motivating. Dad came by and he was all like, man, those boys are working. They got those boys working. I was like, I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't even. And I was like, hey guys, we're gonna attack this. No, they just went in there and they knocked down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 rooms.
That's good, man.
It was very impressive.
That's good. So did he get it all painted?
I got it all first coat painted, like, which was because it was humid, so the paint didn't dry as well. It's like, that's nothing. I didn't know that. Like, I was like, oh, it's just one knock this. No, that's a process. Yeah, it's a process.
That's cool.
It's a process. Like, especially when there's like red and blue. Yeah. Dude, it takes a lot of paint to cover that up. If you're going from red to white, you're like, it's tough.
Nah, that's just part of it, though, man. And
it's a learning. Everything's a learning experience. And I think, like, especially me, like someone like me, I'm so hard on myself, and not to knock y'all, but it's always good for us, especially people like us. Like, to see people like you and like for me to see people like you and Jeffrey, like how y'all's work ethic and what y'all sacrifice in order to get things done. It's motivational to me. It's also inspirational, and it's also like like a blueprint on how to do things. So it helps me out a lot, but it also makes you feel like, look, they can do it, I can do it. They sacrifice that, I should sacrifice that as well. It's not hurting them, it shouldn't hurt me. And you see that right in front of you, so then you go in and you can do that too. But I need to stop being so hard on myself right now, right today. Eventually there's gonna be a time where I'm gonna have a lot of time, right? But today, this week, this weekend, I didn't have as much time to dedicate it. I can't be too hard on myself that I didn't have that time.
Yeah.
And I gotta learn that if you want to make that time, you gotta plan and adjust accordingly to day by day, come ups and situations.
Absolutely, man. I mean,
Time management.
So yesterday, like I was at the property like at 6:45, and I stayed there till about 4, getting things done, getting material, all the things that needed to be done, man. But I had scheduled my time. I said, okay, I'm going to do from this time to this time, I'm going to do this. From this time to this time, I'm going to do this. I met up with Corey Thompson today, had lunch with him. Freaking phenomenal guy, dude. You don't know Corey Thompson, go research him. He's crazy, but he's very knowledgeable, always dropping nuggets, and shout out to Corey. But he was talking about time management too. Talking about how he, especially during Rona, that he was having to set a certain period of time to do a certain exercise. And he realized that if he did this certain task every day, that he was going to make X amount of dollars for that month. And it's crazy. He quantified it and he's like, wow. He says, oh, why would I not want to set a time to like 1 to 2 hours a day just to focus on this activity?
That's funny.
And it's all, and like with the rentals, it is time consuming. It is, a process. But if you eventually we'll have people that do that for us, and then we don't have to worry about it as much. Not have to be so hands on. But if we can schedule time, like, hey, okay, this day is going to be this day. I mean, I get people tell me, it's like, man, you're focusing too much on that, or you're focusing too much on this. But it's like, hey, this is my baby. Like my kids, like my wife, like everybody else. Like I don't want to see it fail. I want to make sure that it gets done. I want to make sure that the person lives in a place that's awesome, and I would want somebody to do that for me. So we're gonna put our time, we're gonna put our effort, we're gonna put our money and our sacrifice, and we're going to do it the right way. And so
yeah, and I think you said something that I literally just said to Marty today. I was all like, I gotta realize that the time I put in is not just time because I gotta do this and it has to get done, but it's time that dude, if I don't do this, I don't make money. Like if I don't put in that time, I don't put in that effort, I don't make that the incentive for doing it. You know what I mean?
Well,
like, it doesn't come my way. Like if I put it in, like, and I don't know that now, like, because I'm not, this is my, like, I haven't realized that just yet, because my first one, but it's like, man, once I get going, I'll start realizing that, like, that extra effort, that extra time, that planning, that, hey, look, I got one exercise I got to do for 15 minutes or an hour or 2 hours throughout the day, like, it's gonna benefit me down the road, because it, that's why we're doing this. We're doing this so that we don't, that it's like you gave Gerardo. He says, he's like, it's great. Or no, Jeffrey said it the other day. He was like, I saw people running to the clock, and I was like, man, these guys got to run to a clock. Like, oh, that's so crazy. It's like, they're running the clock in, and it's like, we don't want to do that no more.
People put so much energy in working for someone else, and
when they could do that for themselves,
yeah,
and make more and be happier.
Well, the money is just just a side, like it's an effect of the actual thing. But I'm talking about, like, people are like, hey, you wear your shirt all the time. I'm like, yeah, I wear my shirt because I'm promoting my business. That's my business, and that's something that this is mine. Like, nobody. I mean, I see other people wear Nike. I see other people wear like their business clothes. I mean, they even have your name on it. Some of these companies, right? You have your name, you have your company, and it's like, you're going to wear that shirt all around. You're going to promote that business. Why not promote your own business? Why?
Yes, agreed.
And so you're doing it for you. I mean, you're like in our case, like if we don't sell a house or we don't buy a house, I mean, we're not gonna die. We're not gonna,
Yeah.
our family's gonna be fine. But we're talking about wanting to retire, wanting to um, have more time, have more energy, have more. I mean,
And be happier. Like,
like
doing this makes me happy.
You
Doing
know-
this makes me. Hanging out with y'all makes me happy. Like, I calling y'all for advice and doing that. When I get off the phone with any of y'all, like I'm like when Jeffrey called me on Friday and I got off the phone, I was like the guys were already working, but I was like, dude, let's go. Like every morning, right? When we wake in the morning, every morning, let's go, bro. That kind of gets you going. You to get. And I go to work for somebody else, and I still feel motivated. Like, the first half of the day, I'm like, dude, all the brothers are going. Like, I gotta go. Like, it's
absolutely, yeah. No, it's just important to have that extra bit of energy. I mean, in anything you do, and but that time management is key. I mean, it helps you. I think it helps make you feel like you've accomplished something for that day, right? You know what I mean? Like it's like, man, you'll go to a house and it's like, man, I want to focus on this, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop until I finish this.
Even if it's one corner of a wall of siding that's been bothering you for like 30 minutes, but you're like, I'm gonna get this done, bro. I was like, okay, dude.
Because I didn't freaking like, the renter, she didn't care, and it's like she broke it, and she was like, oh, and I was like, man, I could have taken the time to go and do it, but I'm like, she's still there. I'm like, I'll mess with it later, and so then I had to mess with it. I was like, it was something I wanted to like.
That one corner.
It feel like I wanted to. It made me feel, accomplished for that day, and so I did it, and it looks nicer, and it's still, it's gonna be part of it, but that time management and it ebb and flows. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you'll have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, and you have to do so many. Like, man, I feel like I'm away from everything and everybody, and then like, oh, I feel bad.
Yeah.
But like tomorrow we're after 4:00. We're gonna meet up. We're gonna go. I'm taking the boys. We're gonna go and we're gonna go shoot some birds. So, and they're excited because Gabriel's all about hunting right now. I don't know where he's like, Dad, he's telling me how to hunt and whatever. So we're gonna go out. I mean, part of my time management, I allotted that much for the boys, like something that they want to do, and so we'll be doing that tomorrow too. But you want to have that balance and everything. Sometimes it feels like it's unbalanced, but it's because you have to get across that bridge, as fast as possible. I mean, it could take you a couple of weeks, and you'll feel like that for a couple of weeks, or it can take you a couple of days. Which one would you rather do? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a great segue into like the next part of our conversation, which was, time management into getting into a house, like getting a house, like how we try to, like when we're texting each other, we're like, hey, this house right here, this house right here, and like all the ways we try to look into buying that house, and I think you said it. Well, I put it out there, but the unconventional ways, all the unconventional ways of getting a house. You know what I mean? I think that's people don't see, like, people think realtor, people think I need a loan from a bank. People think, oh, well, I don't have good credit. People think, oh, well, I don't have enough money. Or people think that, like, oh, the down payment's too big, and this is too much, and that, and this, and that. And it's like, well, I only want to buy a brand new house, or I only want a brand new build. And it's like, you can buy a bigger lot, more space, on an older, remodeled house, you know what I mean, for the same price as a brand new build. It's like, you don't need a brand new build, but you think that that's where you got to be. Everybody else is there. A lot of people that get brand new builds actually go to older homes afterwards, because they get to do more. There's no HOA and all this stuff. It's actually really crazy. So all the unconventional ways.
I mean, there's so many different ways. Somebody texted me like on Wednesday, and they're like, how did you buy that house? I wanted to buy that house. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go out in detail and go over a 45-minute conversation with this person on how I purchased the house. But and today meeting up with Corey, we had somebody else was there, and she was asking me, how do you get somebody to sell you their house on terms? So, a conventional way to buy a house, right? What do? You go to a bank, you get a loan, and get approved, and the, you know, house has to qualify for a certain period of time. Your income has to qualify, whatever, and then you buy the house, right? You go to closing. That's one way, and that's a very conventional way for people to do that. That's cool. You want to do that? You can probably buy like maybe 4 or 5 houses, right? Cool, because you're gonna run out of money because you have to qualify for these loans, right? And the bank's gonna eventually say, well, you're overextended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have enough money. You don't have enough money to cover everything, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the ways, unconventional ways, is we ask people, hey, will you sell us your house for X amount of money down and X amount of money a month? Now, does everybody accept that? No. Some people are like, no. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But we're going to ask, and I'm going to ask 20, 25, 30, 50, 100 people until somebody says yes, right?
And then keep asking you 25, 50, 100 times until maybe eventually you do say yes.
Yeah. Sometimes we ask a lot.
Well, because we know that we're probably offering you the best possible deal. The only difference is that you're just not used to it. Yeah. You haven't seen it. You've never heard of that before. No one does that. No, you don't buy houses that way. No, that's not how you. It's like, yeah, you can. And we're probably going to get you the better deal out of it. We're not going to cheat you. Because it's about you more than us. We want to make sure that when you leave, you're like, man, you need to get rid of your house, call MoBros. That's what we want. We want you to say that. We want people to say that. We want to be like, oh, you need help with the house? You need help getting out of the house? You need help getting out of this and that? Call MoBros. That's what we want.
Jeffrey talks about people's motivations changes day to day. And it's so true. I mean, some people could not be wanting to sell right there at that moment, but then something happens like COVID or something else.
A death in the family.
Yeah.
They lost a job. Like it's just a divorce.
It could change. So you got to be ready to catch people. And sometimes they will take that. Hey, there's not too many things that $10,000 cannot solve. That's one of the things. You know what I mean? I mean, if you talk to somebody and said, hey, I'll give you $10,000 for your house. I'll make the rest in payments, and I'll pay you off in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever. You can get really creative. Is it against the law, or is it, something? No. I mean, these are all terms. Everything goes through the attorney. Everything gets laid out, and it's one of those things that you have the ability to do that. And really, I think what stops people from thinking about other ways is their creativity. You know what I mean? You get this roadblock that you can only do certain things, like in school. Like, I can only draw within the lines. There's that test. I don't know. Some people have seen it where you have to make 3 lines and you all have to connect and
make a house.
Yeah. And then people are like, well, I don't know how can I do that? And it's because you have to go outside the lines in order to go outside the normal way of doing things in order to accomplish it, right? And that's the same way it is with us. What we're talking about is we have to go outside of that range sometimes.
I know it's probably gonna sound dumb that I say it, but I just have to say it because you're talking about it. And I just heard Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know if you know Neil deGrasse Tyson, the scientist. He said he had a very good thing that he said that we regulate, we don't let our kids think outside the lines. He was like, when you see a kid jump into a puddle, and you tell them, don't do that. Don't jump into a puddle. Don't do that. Like, that's not right. That's not what you're supposed to do. It's like, why not? Like, you're limiting their thoughts. You're limiting them in thinking outside the lines. You don't know why he was jumping into a puddle. Maybe he didn't know that jumping into that puddle causes that splash. The water jumps up. He gets wet. He didn't know that. And because you tell him don't do that, he's gonna automatically think that he doesn't, like, he's not gonna know what that is. And I think thinking outside the line, like, I wish I was more of that person. It's hard for me I'm so structured in the way I think. It's hard for me to think outside the lines and be imaginative, you know. But hanging out with y'all lately, I have realized that it's not that hard. I just got to keep on doing it. I got to keep on trying. And because especially you're the guy that pulls the bunny out of the hat all the time. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like, how did you come up with that? And it makes me like, if Gabriel can do it, I can do it. And I think,
damn,
what?
It's like that bad. Like if he could do it, I could do it.
No, but it's like,
I'm just messing with you.
I was like, wait a second. I was like, wait a second. I was like,
if he's that dumb, and he can do it. Hey, but it's true, man. I don't like. There is no. People. I've been told. People have told me, "Oh, you're stupid. You're dumb. You're this. You're that." And I'm like, "All right, cool."
Those people are retarded.
But and that's cool. Hey, whatever. That's the way you think of me. But
no, never.
But you know, when it comes to things like how to solve a problem, if I ask myself, how can I solve this problem? Like, what can I do to make X plus Y equal, you know, the number, whatever, right? How can I do that? And I rack my brains over it sometimes. Sometimes I'm like thinking and thinking and thinking, and I want to solve the problem. And so that's what, when we buy houses, we're buying houses to solve problems for that person, for us, for the whole situation. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people just see like, oh, it's just a house, you bought it. Okay. You're not knowing like all of the things that we have to do to get that. And I don't complain at all. I'm not talking about complaining about it. I'm just talking about like, there's a lot of stuff that goes in the background that doesn't see. All you see is the house, colors, paint, and this. But there's a lot of headaches. And that's what we do. We solve. Yeah. We solve for headaches.
And it might seem unconventional to y'all, like to the seller, the buyer, or whoever, or what have you, or even to most realtors are like, well, you can't do that, or whatever. But it's like, it's not. There's nothing wrong with the way we do things. You know, it's just uncommon. And I think that once you see it more and you let us, you know, break it down for you further than what we're doing right now, I think you'll see that it's probably the best route, and it's probably more money in your pocket in the long run. Like, you know, we can pay you month to month to month, and it's like having another job. It's like, dude, like that. I know that money's gonna be coming in for the next 10 years, 8 years, 5 years, whatever, until that note's paid off, and it's money towards you. And it's like, that's your car payment, that's your electricity bill, that's your whatever it is. So
yeah, I mean, that's part of it. I mean, it can be. We can even look at it that way. I mean, that's one way, you know, right? To basically, we offer a certain amount of money up front, and then we take it. We make payments on the rest of it. That's one way. I mean, another way.
That's one way.
Another way. We've done it in the past as well. We'll take on a lease, right? Well, hey, let us lease it for a while. See if we like it before we actually buy it, right? Mm-hmm. And that way you're getting some money up front on a monthly basis, and we're just leasing the house from you. I mean, we've done that before too. Yeah. You know, if, hey, you know, some people, and hey, I need somebody to take over my payments. Like, I can't do this no more. Hey, we've done that too. Like, there's just so many different creative ways to help somebody out of a house, help somebody get into a situation where, for one, they're not having to worry about it no more. And that's what I think that's the biggest thing that comes away. The money, yeah, that's cool, but the stress relief. If I don't have to worry about, hey man, I don't have to worry about my family telling me stuff because of the house that I got mom's house, and now everybody's about telling me that I don't deserve mom's house or whatever. Like, okay, we'll handle it. Hey, I don't have mom's house no more. I got rid of it. That's cool, right? I mean, those are just some of the ways that we can get things done. But I mean, hey, if you need to get out of a house, or if you know somebody who's in a tough spot, somebody talk to you about being a tired landlord, right?
Tired landlords, man. I don't think people realize that, you know, they're out there. Tired landlords, like people, they own a house, they're renting it out, but not only do they have their real job, they have their own side job, plus they're renting this house, and you know, some people are just like, I don't need the hassle, I don't need to deal with renters, I don't want to fix that faucet, I don't want to fix that doorknob, I don't have time to go do it. So you're getting less and less renters in that house, so that's less and less money for you, but also more and more headaches because you're not fixing the things that are wrong with it because you're too busy doing your own things. And it's like you can get out of that, and you don't have to sell it. You don't have to do anything. You can just call us, and we can work out an option or an unconventional way of getting you to where you need to be, and also helping us out while we help you out. And just give us a call though. Like, I think with MoBros, you don't deal with just Gabriel's ideas and just my ideas and just Jeffrey's ideas and just we're a collective group that we come together to make sure that you come out better than when you left, and that we come out knowing that we helped somebody, but also knowing that we're gonna get something in the end of all this. And four minds are better than one. And not only that, like, we are, we're just there to help. I know we say it all the time. It probably sounds like we're beating a dead horse, but we're really there to help. And I think the more people we can help, I think the better off everybody's gonna be. Yeah, Jeffrey's tired. Jeffrey's a tired landlord for sure. He has a lot. There's a lot going on. He's all by himself in Philly. What do you expect?
No, but it's just part of it, and it's not going to be like this forever. It's just part of it to the point where we can get more flexibility and stuff like that. But there's a lot of ways to do things, and just don't limit yourself in anything. I mean, we talk about houses, but there's a lot of ways to solve problems. I think that's part of buying houses is you can, if you have problems in your own situation. There's a lot of ways to get around that.
It's fun. I have a quick story. I had a buddy of mine he was like, man, I've been, he's getting older. He's like, I don't want to do this forever, but I don't want to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know. And I was like, bro, you fixed my tablet, bro. Like, that was pretty dope. Like, I don't know a lot of people that just goes around fixing like iPads and iPhones, and like he's had the same iPhone for like 3 years and he just keeps on switching parts of it out. Like, he's his own, like, he could buy. I think if you give him like a broken iPhone, he could probably just fix it and then resell it. And I was like, dude, why don't you just do that? And then he showed me the other day he had a kit, and I was like, he's like, yeah, dude, I'm open for business. So if you ever need something fixed, let me know. I was like, that's awesome, dude. Like, you figured it out. Like, I not only do I enjoy doing this, I'm really good at doing it. Why not get a little extra money on the side from doing something I enjoy doing?
I think sometimes people need to be pushed a little bit, right?
Or support. Maybe it's the support.
Maybe like say, yeah, it's all right. That's a good idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
because people want to be reassured. Nobody wants to make mistakes. And I'll tell you right now that if you want to really be successful, you got to make a lot of mistakes. I mean, a lot of mistakes. And in school, that's not what they teach you. You get an F and you make a mistake. Well, or you get points off your test or whatever, and it's bad, right? You didn't make 100, you made a 95. Oh, damn. Right? But in the real world, if you don't make mistakes, you can learn from a lot of people's other mistakes, and that's cool. You can do that. But if you're not taking chances, if you're not taking
making mistakes yourself,
and really treading through it and getting through the other side.
And I think, like what you were saying though, it's not just about the F. But it's like, that's fine. Most teachers are gonna be like, you got an F, okay, go make sure you don't get an F again. But it's those ones like when I make a mistake, or when you make a mistake, or whatever, someone's always there to be like, look, this is what you got to do to make sure you don't get that F again, or don't make that mistake again. Or we do it to ourselves. We're like, okay, now I know what to do. Like, I know I need to buy the material before I even start the job because it saves me 2 to 3 hours on that job. Yeah, at the store.
And it's funny because I was talking today. I met up with Corey, and he was talking about his making mistakes. Like, I know I made a mistake by buying this house, and I'm like, he says, but you know what? I'm gonna get through it, and it'll be all right. And you think, man, this dude's been in this business for
X amount of years, and he's making so much money. He has so many doors.
He has so many doors, and it's like that's crazy that he's still making mistakes, and it's just part of it. And you got to embrace it and love it and get it going. But if anybody needs anything, we're MoBros. I mean, we've been we're working. We're here for you.
For anybody, like, we're not just here for the people on our page. We're here for your friends, your moms, your dads, your aunts, your uncles, your great mom, your great grandmas. Anybody needs help. Even if we don't buy your house, even if we're not literally there helping you through a process, just give us a call. we can guide you in the right direction for sure. I think MoBros
Definitely.
is more about, you know, getting connected with all of y'all, as opposed to like, you know, our end result. Our end result also matters to us, but it's more important that we help you out. And I think that if we can do that, we're gonna be great. I'm still new to the business, so a lot of this, you know, a lot of this talk is brand new to me, and it hooked me. I'm hooked. I get it. I gotta be more positive. I gotta be more helpful. I gotta talk to more people. I gotta do all this stuff. So call me. That way I can start learning more. Call me. Hey Gary, what about this? What about that?
He won't be by himself.
Exactly.
All right. Have a good Sunday.
MoBros out.